Alright, g'day guys. Welcome back to another video. Lockie Marsh, back in the home gym as you can see. Today I'm going to be going over a neglected piece of equipment that you've probably seen or probably haven't. It's the TRX ropes here. My calisthenics peeps might know or have seen this bit of equipment, but if you haven't, these are called the TRX ropes. TRX basically just stands for total body resistance training. So you're using your body weight as well as gravity to stimulate your muscles. I think this is a great bit of equipment because you can essentially just put it anywhere that's higher than yourself, so then that way you can utilize this bit of equipment to its best of its ability. So today I'm just going to be running through some upper body exercises, one for each muscle group, that you can do if you are thinking of purchasing this piece of equipment. We'll go over those upper body exercises and show you the proper cues from. Alrighty guys, so first exercise we're going to be hitting our chest. It's going to be an elevated push-up. So for the beginners, once you've mastered regular push-ups with your feet planted on the floor, this is a great variation to make the exercise a bit more difficult. How to get set up for this is I'm making sure that my rope handles are at the same level. How to adjust the hoop height is by grabbing this little tab here. So I'm going to press on that tab to open up the guards so that it will allow the rope to kind of slide in and out. So from here, I can lower it down or I can make it a little bit higher. So just playing with it just a little bit so the hoops are level. And once I've got my ropes leveled, I can now put my feet in the hoops. To get set up, it's a little bit easier getting the first foot in because you can lower the TRX down a little bit lower. So here we go, one foot in. See how that handle is now just over my toes. And I'm going to go and put the other foot in as well. Alright, so now both toes are in. Now I'm going to hop into my push-up position. So the actual hand placement doesn't change at all, so hands are going to be shoulder width apart. And then I'm going to have my hands a little bit forward because when I do hop into that push-up position, my body will naturally shift forward. So just keep that in mind when you're getting set up. So here we go, hands a little bit shifted forward. I'm going to hop up into that push-up position. And as you can see here, I'm keeping a nice neutral back, so my lower back isn't sagging too much. My back is nice and straight in that neutral position. I'm retracting my scapula back, ready for that push-up to make sure my elbows are tucked in. I'm going to lower it down, keeping those shoulder blades retracted, and then I'm pushing away through the floor back up to that starting position. So 3 things to remember: hoops at the same height, toes are curling over the plastic handles, and hand placement shoulder width apart as well as a little bit shifted forward. So you can compensate for your body shifting forward. So I'm just going to show you 5 reps of how it looks with good form. So there we go guys, so that is the elevated push-ups. So why this movement is a bit more difficult than your regular push-up is because your feet are elevated, it asks more of your abdominal muscles, meaning your core, your stabilizer muscle. It kind of turns into a cool little hybrid chest core exercise as well. So that's why it makes it a little bit harder because you're feeling like you're holding a high plank as well as doing push-ups. So we've done chest. I'll show you guys a shoulder exercise as well that you can do on here. So I'm going to show you our shoulder exercise for the TRX, which are called Ys. The name kind of gives it away of what it's going to look like, but essentially this one is going to target our medial delts, a medial deltoid, which is just our side delts, pretty much like how we usually hit them with doing side lateral raises. Same kind of principle being applied to the ropes, but there's a couple of tweaks in the technique. So how we're going to get set up for this one is, I'm going to step back till that TRX has tension, so it's not slacking. It's going to have full tension. I'm facing towards the wall, and then here, I'm going to be pulling my feet towards that wall a little bit, so that way gravity has a bigger influence on the exercise. So what I mean by gravity having a bigger influence, essentially just means that I'm just making it a little bit harder, because I'm a strong boy. I'm going to have my hands half pronated, so they're not quite facing the floor. They're going to be a little bit half pronated, so a little general cue is my right hand is pointing down towards my left foot, as well as my left hand is pointing down towards my right foot. So here, I'm going to retract my shoulder blades back, so then that way I've got my lats engaged, and then here, I'm going to be pulling myself towards the wall, doing that Y. And then I'm going to slowly retract back to that starting position. And then again, pulling back. So I'm making that Y, as you can see, and then slowly retracting back. So just to recap, making sure TRX has full tension, it's not slacking, making sure, as a general rule of thumb, stepping closer to the TRX will make the exercise harder, stepping away from it will make it easier. Hands are half pronated, and we're retracting our shoulder blades back, pulling our arms back, making that Y before slowly retracting back. So I'm just going to show you 5 reps of how they'll look from a different angle. So there you have it, guys. That's 5 reps of doing our wide TRX pull-aparts, doing our Ys. So we've done chest, we've done shoulders, and then now we're going to move on to some biceps. So working on those puppies. So for this one, we're just going to do some bicep curls with the handles. I'll show you how to get set up for this exercise, and then I'll run over the cues. So how to get set up for this, it's going to be a similar setup to how we did the Ys. So I'm going to be stepping back, making sure that rope has complete tension, so it has no slack. Instead of having my hands half pronated, I'm going to be having them facing up towards the roof. Alright, so making sure my shoulder blades are staying retracted as well. My arms are fully extended at the elbow joint there, so we're getting a maximal stretch. And then from here, I'm going to be pulling those handles up towards my forehead before coming back down. Now, the key cue with this exercise is making sure we don't drop the elbows. By having the elbows leveled with our shoulders, we can just get a better peak contraction at the top half of the movement. Okay? And same thing again to make the exercise harder. If we step closer to the TRX, it will make it much more difficult because gravity is more of an influence, and also our body weight is contributing more as well. Now I'm going to show you guys 5 reps of our bicep curls on the TRX. So there we go, guys, that's 5 reps of our bicep curls on the TRX. 3 cues to remember: palms are going to be facing up towards the roof. Second cue is making sure our shoulder blades are retracted before commencing the movement. And number 3, bringing those handles towards our forehead before coming back to a complete lockout at the elbow joint. So that's the biceps all done. Now we're going to move on to some triceps. Triceps. So, I would highly advise to warm up your elbows beforehand. So maybe doing a warm-up set for this one, because it does have does put a lot of strain on the elbow joint for this one. So making sure going a little bit lighter before making it more difficult. How to get set up for this one is we're going to be facing the opposite way, so we're going to be facing away from the TRX. I'm going to be coming through in between the hoops, grabbing the handles. I'm going to have the handles at eye level here. So almost imagine doing tricep extension on a flat bench with the king bar. Doing that same movement where it's breaking at the elbows and flexing at the top, but on the TRX, we're going to be on that slight angle. So making sure my hands or my palms are facing down towards the floor, handles are leveled like always, handles are also in front of my eyes, and then from here I'm going to be breaking at the elbows, allowing those handles to come behind my head. Okay, once they come behind my head here, my elbows are at a full flex, and I'm going to be driving away back to that starting position. So you can see how it puts a lot of strain on the elbow joint. So I'll do one warm-up set to see how the warm-up set will look, and then I'll show you 5 working reps of this exercise. So for the warm-up set, just a quick note, I'm bringing my feet a couple of steps more away from the TRX, and I'm just going to do about 5 to 10 warm-up reps, just so my elbow joint is all warmed up. I've got a little bit of blood in the triceps, and I'm just practicing that movement. So now I'm going to be doing 5 working reps. So bringing my feet back down towards the wall, handles in front of my eyesight, retracting those shoulder blades back a little bit, just so my elbows are staying tucked in, and then just breaking at the elbows. Full stretch at the bottom, coming back up at the top. So we'll do 4 more. So that's our tricep extensions on the TRX. 3 key cues to remember with this one is making sure we're facing away from the TRX. Second cue is making sure those handles are in front of our eyesight and our palms are facing down towards the floor. And then the third and last cue for this one is making sure we're breaking at the elbows, allowing those handles just to come just midway down to our skull, and then driving those handles back away from us to that starting position there. Alright, so that's 4 upper body exercises that we've done for our chest, shoulders, biceps and triceps. So now you can kind of do an upper body routine on the TRX. Again, awesome bit of equipment. If you haven't tried it out yet, try it out. And again, just want to reiterate, the TRX is a great bit of equipment that gets neglected far too much. You want to diversify your training program, or if you are doing calisthenics and you want to find a first purchase of equipment that you still want to incorporate your body weight movements but maybe make them a little bit harder or have more variation, this is a perfect bit of equipment. As well as for beginners as well. Beginners, if you want a cheap piece of equipment that you can do pretty much hit all your muscle groups with, you train pretty much anywhere with it, I would highly advise it. Now, you can go into the gym and you can turn some heads by using this equipment. Maybe you might need to blow the dust off at first, because not a lot of people probably would have used it before you. So, hope you guys enjoy this video. If you want a lower body TRX routine, let me know. If I forgot any upper body exercises on the TRX that you guys might be doing in your program, let me know. I'm always keen to listen. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers. So,